Now it's time for me to take on those lefty ideologues and challenge their ultra-progressive zeitgeists in a little thing we call 2 Against 1. Joining me are former Labor Senator Graham Richardson and former Press Secretary to Prime Minister Julia Gillard and founding partner of Watson Advisory, Darren Barnett. Great to see you both. On Tuesday, a bill was introduced by a Florida Republican to add President Donald Trump's face to Mount Rushmore. The lefty comedian Jimmy Kimmel thought the whole thing was a giant laugh.
A Congresswoman, Paulina Luna, from Florida, of course, has officially introduced legislation to put President Trump's face on Mount Rushmore. She says his remarkable accomplishments for our country and the success he will continue to deliver deserve the highest recognition and honor on this iconic national monument. Let's get carving. We must waste no time immortalizing our glorious leader's numerous chins in stone on this national... It's going to be great 100 years from now when kids on the field trips ask their teacher, who's the one with the comb over? What is...
So well may the lefties laugh, Darren and Richo. I would argue that Donald Trump is the greatest American president of our lifetimes, and the last laugh will, as it always has been, be with him. But Richo, first up, why do Americans get the greatest president of all time? We get the worst prime minister we've had probably since Federation. Can you answer that for me, Richo?
That's a little harsh, Rowan. Really. Poor old Albo. I mean, you can't say that about him.
Name a worse one. Name a worse one.
Fraser, unquestionably.
Okay. Why?
Had a majority in both houses and did nothing. No, I don't think there's anyone who could even contest that.
OK, so we got, at the bottom of the list, we've got Fraser and Albo coming a close second at the bottom now. OK. Do you agree with that, Darren?
Oh, I think you've got to throw Malcolm Turnbull in the top 3, don't you? I'm not sure he has. I'm not sure Albo's had time to do that kind of damage. But look, I think it's one of those things that it's always easy to criticise the Prime Minister of the moment. By the time he left office, Scott Morrison was not popular either, and it's one of those things that once you look at people, it's almost like the rear vision mirror is rose tinted. That we look at the Howard years as the glory years. We look at parts of various prime ministers. Hawke Keating, we forget that there was a fair bit of acrimony between the two. That once it slides into the past, things become more favourably viewed.
I think that nice try, Darren.
What happens on election day?
Nice try, Darren. We know what's going to happen on election day. Albo's going to lose because his poll numbers are down through the toilet. But back to Donald Trump, Richo. Is Donald Trump the greatest American president of our lifetimes?
No.
Why?
He is not. I think Kennedy was greater, and I think Reagan was greater.
Yep. I think Reagan was as great. Let's see. But in terms of being a transformative president, already we have seen the things that he is doing. For example, Donald Trump has cancelled immediately all this indoctrination that has gone on within our schools, the American schools. It's been the same. This woke nonsense. Trump has just come out and said, no more of that, no more indoctrinating kids from kindergarten to year 12. It's over. Why can't we do the same thing? And is this a good thing, Richo?
Well, I suppose we can do the same thing, but why would we? I don't believe that our...
Indoctrination on climate change, indoctrination on Indigenous affairs, indoctrination on every aspect of the left-wing agenda. You can't get a kid coming out of school who has any hope for the future. They loathe this country. They don't think they have a future. They don't even know if they're boys or girls. That's what education has done in this country, Richo, and you can't defend that. No,
that's just very unfair. Actually, you've got a very dark view of the world, Rowan. You worry me a bit.
Darren, should we be looking at education? Should we be doing what Donald Trump is doing and cleaning out the political indoctrination? I always thought politics did not belong in the classroom, but clearly it does. It has under Labor. You get Indigenous flags and ceremonies and whatnot. You get climate garbage shoved down your throat. Isn't it time to clean out the education system here and return it to a non-political system?
Look, I don't think you can do that, Rowan. I think part of the problem is that whatever version of history you tell or decide needs to be in a national curriculum, you're going to draw criticism from one side and favour from the other. It swings a little bit with whoever's in government, but the national curriculum is always a political football.
Name me one
instance,
Darren, name me one instance where there's been something conservative that left-wingers have complained is too conservative within the Australian curriculum. Come on, that's nonsense. It's all leftist stuff. Name me one.
I think when I was a kid, there was an absence. Hang on, let me answer. When I was a kid, there was an absence of Indigenous history in Australian schools that I think needed to be corrected, and I think perhaps it's been overdone, but that has been corrected as an issue.
Well, OK, so Darren, you didn't leave school last year. Richo, just very quickly.
Correct.
Jacinta Price has said that she wants to reduce funding on Welcome to Countries. Do you agree?
Yes.
Good man.
I think that whole Welcome to Country thing is ridiculous. Fair dinkum.
Excellent.
I do not believe that 99% of the audiences that listen to it give a damn about it.
100%. Darren, are you on board with that? Let's reduce funding for Welcome to Country. You happy with that?
I think people should be prepared to, broadly speaking, do Welcome to Country for free.
There you go.
Have costs covered. I don't think it should be a money-making exercise. I really don't.
There we go. Graham and Darren, thanks so much for talking to us here on The World According to Rowan Dean.